Okay, good morning, everybody. It's currently Sunday, the 20th of June, and we're going to do our first backtesting session. As I said, this will be a longer, probably I will split it into two different parts. We're going to backtest the period 2012, 2014 to see how I can improve and learn because I'm doing this session not because I want to teach you anything, but because I want to learn how to execute better on gold. I chose this period because it's most likely resemble the period that we are going to encounter um, in the forthcoming month here in 2021. After the same sort of historical repetition, we have a crisis 2008, we reached the all-time high, and then we have this, of course, we have quantitative easing, or the things that we, Captain Angrino, and we are starting to see some talks about tapering, about increasing interest rates, the same thing that are happening today in the current time. Of course, I won't be able to use the headlines because, of course, it's a tool that we have currently now, but something that I cannot have in the simulator. Of course, we have the economic news, so the simulator provides you with the economic reports. So we will be able to base some of the news trades or analysis based on the economic data. Of course, we are not in a crisis period, not anymore. We are going out in 2012, and so I think we will see a higher impact on the market coming from the news. Let's start briefly. It's the first time, it's the first trial, so we'll see how it goes. Of course, I have the weekly period, I have the daily period, 4 hours with all the key levels mapped out, the 1 hour, 5 minutes, and 1 minute for the entries. Of course, I will be using MetaTrader 4, so it's not something that I really fancy. I'm not a fan of MetaTrader. I don't usually trade on MetaTrader, but for the simulator, it will be fine. I will have on the other screen the session reminder, and of course I will have the trading one lot. I mean, of course, it's all demo, and I will do some sort of faster period, not too fast because I want to execute, but of course I won't be go to in real time. So let's start. We are starting on the, like I said, is Monday 11th of June 2012. This we are on the weekly time frame. What can we see? We saw a spike up, impulsive. We got a huge rejection. We can say 60% of if we do a useless Fibonacci, we can see will be maybe 61.8% of the rejection of the pullback. Another impulsive high, not creating an higher high. That's just something that we can give you some hints. Price makes new lows. If we had a bullish market structure, we could see that not creating higher highs and higher lows might indicate, signal a shift in the market bias. Lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. We sort of make the same high, fail to break above. We have sort of we are now in a pullback, and we are still have to create a lower low. So we are currently creating some sort of support at this level. I hate this. Let me cancel it. I will make this one with a nice pinky color. Maybe go to red. Okay. We are creating a sort of support on the weekly time frame, which of course indicates a strong support. A bit of T, and then it looks like we are pushing up. So this is on the weekly, what we can see on the weekly time frame. As I said, a sort of bearish trend line, price making lower lows, lower highs, lower low, failing to make a new high, and still we are failing to make a low. And let's leave this leave trend line just on the weekly time frame. Let's go on the daily time frame. What is happening? Of course, this is the week that we saw. These are the weeks that we saw on the weekly time frame. But what can we see is exactly the same. If I copy this trend line over here on the daily, that's it. We see the same. New highs, failing to make new high, huge sort of, we can see nowadays profit taking. I don't know anything about this period. We make new high, we make a higher low, we fail to make a new high. On gold, we see that these huge rejections might indicate, of course, a shift in short-term bias. So we see a huge pullback, fail to make new lows, but is sort of going traveling into in a wedge. We can extend here. Of course, now remember that this is on the weekly. Look at these weeks that we had, but we can see that we have this sort of rejection around this level. I will move it down so on the daily makes sense. Of course, this is a huge price sensitivity area. What are we expecting? What is the market telling us in this period? Of course, we know we are right after the end of the crisis, 2008 crisis. It was a crisis that took long to form and will take. We know that it will take longer to reverse. So it's not like the pandemic. It will take longer. So what are we? If we have to focus right now, in what period are we? Looks like we are either in a new consolidation period because we are failing to make new highs, failing to make new lows. Of course, we can see a wedge. We will see how the market plays out. If it's failing to make new highs, or if going into a range, into a sort of consolidation period, which is normally can be expected since we don't, as far as I know, we are not having the Fed raising the rates, not even tapering. So it's probably just talking about the end of the crisis, exactly like we are in today in 2021 period after the pandemic of COVID. But as I said, this is not just historical. Of course, backtesting will teach me everything, but I also want to learn about how to execute if I see an opportunity. So as I will do on a daily basis, I will go on the. Of course, I'm sorry for all these key levels. I wanted to make them look better, but it's sort of a pain in the ass to do it. I will do. It will be necessary to do each one separately. Cannot do both at the same time. So you see, I have to do like this. Let's do it. I will just pause the recording. And I'm back, guys. I'm back. Everything now should be at least better to see. Shouldn't be a high breaking. So as I said, it's a Monday. Let's see. I will do exactly the same as I will do nowadays. So I will see what are we expecting this week. So the week will be from Monday 11th till Friday 15th, I assume. Do we have any important report? I assume yes, by the looks of it. So today we have members speaking. As I said, we don't have the headlines, so this will kind of limit us. But we know that we have some important stuff going on. Tuesday we have no high impact data reports. We have Wednesday the retail sales, the PPI producer price index, sort of the inflation for the producer side. We have the retail sales, again this is of course core retails and retail sales month on month, and a bunch of other medium impacting news. Thursday we have the core CPI, the inflation data, the unemployment claims. We are expecting more or less the same as before, a little bit less. Of course, we are expecting a little bit of growth in the employment always. We are expecting better sales. We are expecting lower price index, lower inflation, slightly better retail sales as well. On the Friday, what do we have? We have the consumer sentiment. Of course, they are expecting a little bit less than previous, but what we can see, we will see if there is a big change on the upside, on the lower side. It can impact the USD strength, of course. As well, we are not going to check also the dollar index. So we are going only to do technicals and a bit of fundamentals on gold versus USD. That's it. So as I said, today we are expecting member FOMC Federal what's the name? Federal Order of a Monetary Committee. I don't remember, and this is my bad. But as I said, Federal Open Market Committee. Jesus, if I'm dumb. Of course, we cannot have the headlines of this speech, and I'm not even going to look for them. I want to better my execution. I don't want to do too much. So as I said, in the middle of the week and the end of the week, we're expecting some data showing us sort of better reports on Wednesday. The retail sales, the producer price index, and of course the CPI. So we're expecting sort of strength in the dollar, which means we translate into a bearish trend on gold as well. So we start Monday. We see last week we had, I don't know, probably some NFP, probably NFP at the end of the first week of the month, or some important job data. I think it is the NFP. Look how beautiful. The key levels are amazing. Okay. Job data. We have the end of the week. No further. I don't know if there was some other report showing strength of the US dollar or some, as we see today. We can put the chart of the beginning of June 2021, and you will see the same. Actually, I might even do it, but no. Strong push, consolidation, sell-off. That's it. Fails to break below. We are seeing an uptrend, but as I said, we will see reactions to the key levels, and of course, during this week, we will see the reports, how is showing it into the how it will affect the market. So 1 hour time frame. So this is the support that we saw creating also on the weekly time frame. So the key levels are here. What are we expecting? We saw a big push. Of course, this is the weekend. We will probably see the reaction. I cannot just say where I see the market go. What I think I will say is on the intraday, I will probably take buys above the previous resistance. If it's shown that the gold trend is strong, but by the looks of it, we already saw in the first hour of London session a huge sell below the key level. So we can also expect now going on the 5 minutes, we had a pullback, failing to make new highs. This can be our intraday bearish structure, failing to make new highs and breaking below the key level, retesting it and traveling back down. As I said, let me translate this on the 1 minute. Didn't want to translate on the 1 minute. Okay. Okie dokie. That's it. On the 1 minute, we see this bearish trend line. We saw a break and a retest of the key level. So we might expect price to further travel back down. Of course, this is the first hours of the day, of the London session, so not rushing anything. I don't usually trade a lot of actual London session, but we'll see how it will work out during the day. So let's start. Let's see how the price is moving. Don't like it like this. Let's move a little bit slower. Okay, so what are we seeing is broke the highs, the lows, retested the level, failed to make new lows, and then it pushed up, creating new high, retest sort of the key levels, and now it's pushing up. Let's see how the bearish structure will hold, if it will hold, how it will react at this push. Okay, looks like we got our retest, break, retest, break, retest. Looks like we are sort of shifting. London session is showing us a bearish trend currently. Let me zoom in. Okay, this is 84 pips. I'm not going to rush an entry because I don't want to trade as much as possible, but I could expect 76 pips of stop loss. Sorry, 5 pips, 6 pips, 7 pips of stop loss. Exactly, from 1597.60 exactly. 8 pips of stop loss, and with a target at least of 30 pips to the previous highs. Of course, if there is respect sort of the trend line, it will be 23, 22. It will also be like a 3-to-1 trade, but I'm not entering. So let's see how it goes. Of course, we can have a rejection and exactly as I said, rejection and price to move up. Let's see how it's moving. Looks like it's creating an order block on the 1 minute time frame between the key level and these highs. So it's something to take into consideration. Failing to break. Okay, now it's breaking. Let's go back to the previous candle. Okay, that's it. So of course right now we are still in the middle of our order block, because okay, we can see the previous lows. So let's see, how is a trend determined? Okay, lower low. This can still be a lower high. Fail to make a new lower low. Fails to retest and creates a new higher high. So we can see a sort of shift in this bearish structure. So it creates higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, same high, same low, even less. So we can see a shift in this bullish intraday London bullish structure. I will point it out like this. If we break and maintain this low, so we break below and we create new lower lows. I'm not confident yet on entering now, because we are still in this range. That's why I'm trying to backtesting to gain confidence, to see okay the price. So now if we see price to break down, of course we have some range. Let me zoom in on the 5 minutes. Okay, so we are breaking below the previous lows, so we can expect price to at least, not at least, possibly do these 12 pips down, but I'm not entering yet. I don't have the confirmation that I want yet. If we see possibly a break, retest of the key level, or retest of this low, or break and retest of this low, then we can consider entering bearish sells, expecting price to still move bearish. So that's it. So we kind of have a push below, a retest, and the new candle is making a very aggressive bearish candle. What we can say is okay, is making new lows. We still have this area. We have, like, if we want to be safe, 16 pips of stop loss to gain 18 pips. It's a one-to-one, can be good for scalping. I'm not confident in taking this trade, this scalp. Let's see how it works out. I want to have chart hours to see how the price is moving. We're seeing a continuation, a little pullback, bearish. This, stop it, okay. This bearish, weak bearish candle with no wick on the bottom is not good. I don't. If I want a strong, like we had this night, small bullish candle, big and strong bearish candles. I don't want big bearish candle, small bullish, big, small, bullish. I'm not sure. I don't want this action. Of course, we can have now a big engulfing bearish candle, but now we will see how the price is moving. Exactly, we had higher top week. Now is flipping bearish. Let's see how it goes. Up to now, there's no confirmation of, there's no sign of price reversing, buyers in control. We are now playing at this area of price sensitivity area on the left, as we pointed out. Below this level, we can see a 20 pips, okay, a 20 pips range to at least go and retest this level. Let's just have a look on the 1 hour time frame, not to just be focused on the 1 minute chart. Our hourly candle made a big top wick. We are still range, as I said, to fill this wick on the previous hour. That is the previous hour bottom wick. Looks like the bearish trend is respected. Let's see how it is working out. This is a nice bearish candle. This is not necessarily a bad bullish candle. Of course, we can't expect to have only red candles. These, depending on how it closes, this bullish candle, if it closes strongly engulfing all this other block, I will not be that confident taking sells, and I will consider having this other block creating. Let's see how it moves. Okay, close exactly as I said, not engulfing all the candles, but really strong. Is correcting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes of bearish action. So let's see how it goes on, how it's moving. Depends on this candle. Is okay. It went below. It failed to close strongly, but is showing that this might be just a normal pullback. Like it might happen here, showing strong. Okay, it's a pullback. Sellers and buyers have to cooperate to in a trend. You can just have sellers. You have to have some buyer action pullbacks to give you relief, taking profits, and give the relief to the sellers, of course, and to create order flows. Let's see it moving. I want to see some creation of lower lows. Can be also a longer retest of the key level, but I want to start seeing some bearish. Okay, the sellers are still there. For now, doesn't look like it. I mean, if I entered here, let's say I was very aggressive, enter here, 17 pips profit, I will take partials and let the rest run risk free, because after this one I will say, okay, wait a second. After, of course, I will take partials anyway, seeing these weak bearish candles, which would have been confirmed by this bullish candle. I mean, okay, if price goes back to my entry, or even accepting to take 5 pips loss is fine, because it might retest the key level 1 or 2 pips more, it's fine. I took my partials 80% in profits. I will let the rest run either risk-free, accepting that if I get stopped out here, I will be focused and mentally fresh to re-enter with another trade if I see failure to break above. But now it's not the clean price action that I want, so not rushing any trade. Still not making lower lows. Let's see how this one closes. Okay, if the flip is bearish, we can see sort of the top of the pullback. Of course, this is still our level. If it breaks below, we can consider entering with this target. I want a closure below. Let's see if slowing it down, we can look for opportunities to enter. Okay, now it's stopping the low. Can also be a double bottom to further go up. Something that I'm struggling with and I want to actually improve is not being stuck with the bias. So I am seeing a bearish trend. I don't have to look for bearish and seller strength only. I have to be able to spot this double bottom. Okay, this is double bottom. I can take advantage of maybe retest, as I said, this order block, big consolidation area, 26 pips. I mean, I don't have to be just focused on looking at the bearish confirms for me to follow my bias. I have to be adaptive. Let's see how it goes. Bullish is flipping, okay, bearish. Let's see if it closes below. Is got a rejection, not a nice bearish confirm. Nice momentum for the sellers. Made a top of week. Let's see if is able to close below this level. We are also at the end of the hours, so of course I will not enter now, because even if the new hour will close below this level, I will want this is a weak bearish. I want a top week and then so a small pullback and then price to continue. So I will not enter now before the end of the hour. That's for sure. So we can move a little bit faster. Okay. This might be an aggressive entry. We have made a top week. We have 100 pips, 110 pips, 11 pips of stop loss. We have 15 pips of range. This is a key decision point, and since it's backtesting, I will enter, sell. I want to test it out. I might give it 15 pips up to here, but actually I will not enter sells now. I want to stick to my plan. I want to see how this hour close. If the hour close strong bearish, as I said, below this candle, then I will be happy to see top week and then price to continue further down. Let's see. Okay, we are coming to the end of the hour. Okay, new hour candle. So if we enter here, it will be like 8 pips in profit. Since the new hourly candle closed below, we are closing below the support. We are closing below now the previous hourly candle. We are at a sensitivity area. We gotta be careful, mindful that here is where we had some rejection last week. So not to rush anything. I will put it also on the 1 minute. There it is. We close here. We failed to break above this level, so we're not rushing anything now. So this mostly is the same level. Let's see how the new hourly candle goes. So okay, made a little top wick, as we can see. Where did you go? Where did you go? I don't know. Did I delete it? I don't know. So okay, we made that top wick. We are closing up below. We can have a pretty aggressive entry, giving like 11 pips, 13 pips. I will give 13 pips in sells to for price to continue down. I will put the stop loss. I will not put the take profit yet. We see how it is moving the price. This was not closed. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Okay. Not the action that I want to see, because we are seeing a rejection at this level. So the point is, do I want to continue with my full lot size, or I want to mitigate risks? How is the hourly moving? It's making a lower wick at this level. So what I'm going to do is close half, close partial. I will show here. I'm closing half of the lot. I don't want to see history on the chart. That's it. And if we get to stop loss, we will have the full loss only with half of the size. Let's see if how is price reacting. We got stopped out. As it happens usually to me, I always sell at the bottom. What happened here? Let's see. Let's go on the to analyze why we lost. What are we making? We are at a strong level. We close below. We still didn't have any confirm, or was it a right idea, but was a little bit rushed? We were in a bearish. We saw a top wick in the hourly candle, and then we saw strong bearish candles. I actually don't know what went wrong here. At least we mitigated the risk instead of losing the full $150. We lost only less than 100 because we mitigated the risk closing half earlier than the stop loss. So let's see. Price is reacting to these previous lows. So probably down here, I put as a wrong stop loss. My stop loss was not properly placed. Let me go back and check. It was here. It was at random. This stop loss is not telling me, okay, if price is there, your idea is invalid. Price can travel here and retest this level. This might be 1 pip, 3 pips, 3 pips. Of course, we cannot expect to test it on the dot. So what I could have done was to place the stop loss over here instead of 15, 11 pips, 13 pips. I put here 17 pips, 18 pips to be safe. I'm not saying that price will then continue down. I'm not sure yet, but it's something that I could have taken into consideration. The stop loss where the idea is invalid. So I will go next. I'm going to lose this trade. I don't. So what happened here? Okay, so I got a loss of was 70 euros. So I lost half of what I should have lost. Let's see how price is reacting here. Okay, price is rejection. So price is now back to our entry. It's not showing a lot of strength. Let's see. It's failing to break above. And now price might continue down. Let's see. Okay. Let's see if it breaks above. Is engulfing. If it is not engulfing, let's see if we have strong bearish candles showing closing below. This is not a strong engulfing bullish. Okay, let's talk about it. As I said, if I enter here and I put where I was, like here, 20 pips stop loss, I would have been safe and the price would have continued down. Now I'm at the entry. We're already 17 pips in profit. So that's why I'm pointing out that I will go back and we will see if I place a stop loss over there. Okay. Okie dokie. Tak, 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 tak. Okay. Let's see, I enter here, but with the stop loss here on the top. Top is 21 pips. It's 21 pips. Okay. Let's see how it works out. We are still in. And we were in profit. Let's see on the 1 minute. Here. 17 pips. 17 pips of profit. You could take partials. Let's see. We take 80%. We set the stop and break even. We are running risk free. If price goes down again, we are happy. If it's not going down again, we are risk free, as I said. Okay, it's creating a sort of order block. Let's see where I want to go. Looks like the trend is, let's see, okay. If it closes above, it's not looking good anymore. But as I said, we are running risk free. Okay, it's not moving up. Order block still created. Now closing below. This could be also a nice re-entry. 16 pips. I will do it because I want to see how it's going. Modify. I want you to be flat here. And let's see how it goes. Remember that, okay, I want to modify also this one to be here. Let's go, let's see how it is moving. Okay, we are even more in profit with this one. We are not at the point of closing partials yet. Stop loss is fine, still fine here. Don't rush anything, be confident. If it's closing not so good, it's closing with a sort of rejection. Let's see the next 1 minute candles. Got rejected as well. Very good. We are now 11 pips in profit with this one. I'm going to further put the stop loss here. I don't want to risk it for the biscuit, and I don't want it to go back into the range. It might even, I won't put it. I want to put it in the middle here. Here. I want to put the take profits at the key level. It's not allowing me, but it's fine. Or maybe yes. Stop, take profits, since I didn't put, okay, it's fine. Let's see how it goes. Nice. I want to close partials of the second one. 80% in profit. Stops at break even. Yes. And stops of this one. Yeah. Okay. Let's see if it goes to, I will take this 20% off at the key level. I don't care anymore about the rest. Looks nice. Okay. I want to What do I want to do? Whatever is 10 pips more. I want to be really okay. I want to see if prices towers above this level. I will close them. Otherwise, I will not. Okay. Huge rejection. I close everything. I don't care. I am fine. 400 euros. 400 euros. What was the key? What was the key? We identified the trend from here. We waited for this consolidation. We saw bearish, weak bearish candles. We saw consolidation period, so breaking below. We identified this big price sensitivity area. We saw the break below. Maybe it was a rush entry, it's fine. But if you enter with a nice, the point is, if you enter with the proper stop loss where the idea is valid, it's fine. You have to accept that you will lose this stop loss eventually, so it doesn't matter. But the trend can continue. And then what I did below here, I re-entered because I saw another block, and I re-enter again. I took profit here. Of course, I left these pips. It's fine, but it could have been. It could even go to the key level. Let's see how it moves. Okay, looks like a pullback, and now the price. Oh no, this looks like is engulfing it.